Good morning, Dr. Chandra. I suppose he is already joined with us. Hello, Dr. Chandra. Doctor.
Medan is the capital of North Sumatra province. Medan is the largest city on Sumatra Island with the third largest population in Indonesia, which consists of various cultures, ethnic groups, religions, and languages living in harmony and humanist. Medan is a city with a strategic position adjacent and surrounded by neighboring countries such as Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, and Australia. The rapid development of industries in Medan, such as plantations, manufacturing, and industries of information technology, has made Medan become a very promising industrial investment target. In line with the dynamics, the industrial world has now encountered a new era called the Fourth Industrial Revolution. The implementation of the fourth generation industry definitely must be followed by the formation of innovative, personable, and independent human resources, as well as a healthy and sustainable ecosystem to be effective and able to run the whole economic sector. University of Medan Area, UMA, is one of the best and excellent private universities in Medan that was established in 1983. Currently, UMA has two campus locations, called Main Campus and Second Campus. UMA has 7 faculties with 16 undergraduate study programs, namely the Faculty of Engineering, the Faculty of Agriculture, the Faculty of Economics and Business, the Faculty of Law, the Faculty of Social and Political Sciences, the Faculty of Psychology, the Faculty of Science and Technology, and 4 master's study programs. UMA is committed to participating in environmental sustainability by carrying out the concept of providing green open space and planting various types of trees and flowers in every corner of the campus, as well as a variety of heterogeneous plants, rare plants, annual plants in the forest park of the campus, also known as Tahura, which is also awarded as the best conservation forest by the Ministry of Environment and Forestry of Republic of Indonesia. The concept of Bestari Campus is the continuing commitment of UMA to create a healthy, clean, and energy-efficient campus climate. In 2018, UMA achieved Green Metric World University Rankings, discovered the world's top greenest universities, ranked 29 in Indonesia and ranked 505 in the world. UMA also got the achievement recognition from various bodies, such as the grade of B for the institutional accreditation, grade of A for some of its study programs from National Accreditation Board for Higher Education, also known as BANPITI, the predicate of #1 best private campus in North Sumatra from Wibu Matrix ranking of World University, and also from Unirank World University Rankings from 2017 to 2018. The The academic community of UMA also got various outstanding achievements from various fields, including silver and bronze medals at the 2018 International Invention, Innovation and Technology Exhibition ITEX in the Healthy Biotechnology category at the World Young Invention Exhibition in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, as well as various student competitions at national and international level. The passion to become an excellent university with national and international reputation, UMA actively encourages various campus elements to do partnership. Various MOU have been successfully carried out not only at the level of study programs and faculties, but also universities. As a university that is responsive to the social dynamics, University of Medan area provides services in the form of consulting bureaus, namely Technisan Consulting Bureau, Psychology Guidance and Counseling Bureau, and Legal Aid Bureau. University of Medan area, as a healthy and accredited private university, is ready to face the Asian economic community, in which the campus world as a center of knowledge with environmental insight through the development of research and technological innovation in a sustainable manner. Thus, it is supported by various educational facilities and infrastructure such as computer and multimedia laboratories, mini studio broadcasting, campus dormitory, canteen, campus health service center or clinic, campus bus, Umat Taqwa Mosque, Islamic Center, sport facilities, extensive experimental gardens, engineering laboratories, libraries, UMA convention halls, multi-purpose venues, and ATM. The strong scientific atmosphere that is equipped with moral rules has created the academic community of UMA with excellent, innovative, personable, and independent personality who are ready to change and carry out the future. It has been a long time that for UMA to provide the best for Indonesia and practices all knowledge and intellect for the advancement and prosperity of Indonesia.
Ya pembukaan. Hello. Good morning, Dr. Fana. Hello, can you hear me, Dr. Na?
Yeah, clearly.
Okay. How about Dr. Chandra? Okay. How about Dr. Narini Arumugam? Can you hear me? Halo, Dr. Chandra. We apologize that we are waiting now for to confirm about the availability and the ability of the microphone from the speaker. So we would like to ask you or beg you to wait for several minutes.
Yeah, no problem.
But thank you so much for everybody who is joining with us today. I hope you all are fine.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Now my microphone is already unmuted.
Finally.
Good morning, Mr. Ivan. Good morning,
Good morning,
everybody.
Dr. Chandra. How are you today?
Fine. Hopefully you are also fine.
Oh yeah, should be fine.
Yeah.
Okay. We are waiting for Dr. Nalini Armugam for joining with us now. Hello, Dr. Nalini. Since the pandemic outbreak, we would also pray for our health together. I hope we are still keep safe and healthy. In a moment, we are going to begin our seminar. Now we are just confirmed that our speaker is now available or able to connect with us. Kita mulai pembukaan aja kali ya. Iya. Enggak WA. Kita mulai aja ya Bu ya. Dokter ini yang nggak bisa. Atau kita kondisikan aja Dokter Chandra ya Bu. Kita kondisikan aja Dokter Chandra yang duluan. Kan sama aja kan? Dokter Nalini. Good morning, Dr. Nalini. Can you hear me? My voice? Halo, Dr. Nalini. Mulai aja lah ya. Halo, Dr. Nalini. Can you hear my voice? Oke. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to you. We welcome you for our seminar. Good morning, His Excellencies, Rector of Medan Area, Professor Dr. Dadan Ramdan. In this case, is represented by our Vice Rector of Academic Division of Medan Area University, Dr. Siti Mardiana, and distinguished Vice Rector of Partnership Division, Dr. Zulheri Nur. And now with us today, joining Dr. Insinyur Azwana as Vice Dean of Agriculture Faculty. We also like to warm welcome to our respected keynote speaker who is coming from several countries around Asia, which is Associate Professor Dr. Narini Arumugam from Zainal Abidin University, Malaysia, Dr. Pham Huynh Tang Phan from An Giang University, Vietnam, Dr. Dong Phan Na from Kinh Giang University of Vietnam. Lastly, Chandra Setiawan, PhD from Gajah Mada University, Indonesia, who have a very eminent resources for relevant topic of our discussion today. The Honorable Indonesian lecturer who is coming from many provinces or cities in Indonesia. Warm greetings to ladies and gentlemen, all participants of International Seminar today. We are honored to be your moderator in this seminar today and elated to share this assignment with you and this international seminar entitled food security and agriculture resiliency in the perspective of water use efficiency, dated on Tuesday, 28th of July, 2020. Allow me to introduce myself and my partner as a moderator today. I'm Ivan Aulia Chandra and Ms. Rhoda Anggraini Tarigan. How grateful we are, and finally that we could be virtually gathered here in this seminar to discuss interesting topic related to food crisis and distribution regulation. This program is attended by numbers of participants who is coming from several cities in Indonesia. As mentioned earlier, we are about to discuss food security, which is associated to water management and food distribution in order to effectively regulate food availability. As a background of this seminar, food crisis is a crucial problem that we need to conquer. Indonesia has sufficient precipitation annually, which is profitable to improve productivity of food crop. However, the annual production of food crop is not sufficient to fulfill the national demand of food. After some investigation and analysis, we come up with the predominant factor, which could be barrier of productivity. Both are water management and food distribution. To open or to opening this seminar today, we would like to invite our rector of Medan Area University, Professor Dr. Dandan Ramdan, who is represented by first Vice Rector of Academic Division, Dr. Siti Mardiana. For Dr. Siti Mardiana, time's yours.
Oke, terima kasih. Thank you, Mr. Ivan. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everybody. The Honorable Associate Professor Dr. Nalini Arumugam, Sultan Zainuddin University, Malaysia, Dr. Pham Dung Kam Pham, Hamgiang University, Vietnam, Dr. Chandra Setiawan, Gajah Mada University, Indonesia, Dr. Dong Phanna, Indiang University, Vietnam, Dr. Engineer Sabudin Azibun MSc, Dean of Agriculture Faculty, Medan Area University, Ivan Aulia Chandra, SPM Biotech, Head of Agrotechnology, Departement, Medan Area University, Rhoda Anggraini Tarigan, MP, Lecturer of Medan Area University, and dear all participants of International Seminar entitled Food Security and Agriculture Resilience in the Perspective of Water Use Efficiency, held by the Agrotechnology Department of Agriculture Faculty, Medan Area University. First of all, let's say thank to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for giving us health and opportunity so we can join this seminar in good condition. Ladies and gentlemen, as we all know together, food is a basic need for a human that must be met at all times. As one of human rights, food takes an important role in national economic growth. Therefore, improving food security needs to be the main priority in a country. Food security itself is defined as the availability of food in sufficient quantity and quality, distributed at affordable price and safe for consumption for every citizen to support their daily activities. Ladies and gentlemen, improving the infrastructure that has an important role in the agriculture sector would be an effective way to maintain food security, and one of them in water resources. As we know, water resources have a big role in agriculture for plant growth, livestock watering, cleaning, and sanitation. Demand for food is increasing because water resources are becoming increasingly scarce as a result of increased demand from other water uses, climate change, and the need for environmental sustainability. As the largest user of freshwater resources globally, the food production system is increasingly export to raise associated with available ability, quality, and cost water. Therefore, water use efficiency management for agriculture is fundamental to food security. Ladies and gentlemen, in line with the topic of the seminar today, the role of water resources in agriculture is going to be discussed further in the seminar. We are going to listen, talk, and share about water use efficiency management, food security, and agriculture resilience, theoretically and practically from our professional speakers who have taken time to share their perspective regarding the topic of the seminar today. Finally, it is expected that the seminar would increase our insight, specifically about the agriculture sector, and also give a good contribution and positive impact toward the improvement of food security and agriculture resilience. Thank you so much for our speaker and committee for your cooperation and also for all participants in this seminar. May you and your family are always surrounded by prosperity, health, peace, and for blessing from the Almighty God Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much for the speech. Our Vice Rector of Academic Division, Dr. Siti Mardiana, to tell you the information, to briefly information about our seminar format. The presentation is divided into two sessions, where the first session is coordinated by me, Ivan Aulia Chandra, whereas the second will be Mrs. Rauda Anggraini Tarigan. To make it clear, we would like to tell you the regulation of this seminar today. All participants is suggested to mute the speaker during the presentation. The second, the question could be asked in the chat feature, and we will read those questions after presentation. And third, to give the question, you need also mention your name, the city where you live, address the question or appointed presenter, and the question itself. Now, we are going to proceed to our first presentation, which will be delivered by Associate Professor Dr. Nalini Arumugam. Hello, Dr. Nalini Arumugam. Hello, Dr. Nalini Arumugam. Okay, I think she has a trouble in the connection with us today. So we would like to check out. Hello, Dr. Nalini. Hello, Dr. Nalini. We apologize that I think the Dr. Nalini Arumugam has a problem with the connection or with us. So we would like to, for this first speech, will be delivered by Mr. Chandra Setiawan, PhD, To tell you briefly about Dr. Chandra Setiawan, he has graduated from PhD in Watershed Engineering and Management, National Pingtung University of Science and Technology, Taiwan. He is now lecturer in Gajah Mada University. His major is in Watershed Engineering and Management, Land Resource and Conservation Engineering, and also Agricultural Engineering Hydrology. We please Dr. Chandra Setiawan to deliver his speech. To Dr. Chandra Setiawan, time's yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ivan. First, I would like to deliver my honor for the rector of Universitas Medan area, which is represented by Dr. Siti Mardiana, and also the honorable of the dean of Faculty of Agriculture, Universitas Medan area, Dr. Sahbudin, and also all of the faculties member Universitas Medan area, and also the audience. Today I will going to present my topics. So I'm still trying to share it.
Okay.
Or Mr. Ivan, did you get my presentation method?
Where did you send me?
Oh, I sent to Miss Rauda.
Okay.
Maybe you can help me to share the content.
Yeah, I will share. I will share the screen for that. Okay.
Oh, I think no, I can do it. I will try.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay, can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, my topic is about water resources management for rice production, as mentioned by Mr. Ivan and also Dr. Siti about the importance of water resources for food security. Now it's became very important concern for us, especially in this situation in the COVID-19 pandemic, because food is related with the main human needs. That is why the topic about water resources are so very interesting to discuss. Before I start my presentation, let me to show a brief profile about my department, because I believe maybe most of you are not recognize what is the agriculture and biosystem engineering UGM. So, I'm now a faculty member at the Department of Agriculture and Biosystem Engineering. We have three field study about, the first is about land and water engineering, and the second about agriculture and energy and machinery, and the third is post-harvest and food engineering. And we have 5 laboratory, that is land and water resources engineering, the second biophysics engineering laboratory, the third is agriculture, energy and machinery laboratory, the fourth is farm structure and farm engineering laboratory, and the last one is post-harvest and food engineering laboratory. So I believe after the seminar today, we can do many things for the next collaboration with my department. So I'm waiting for all of you if you are interested for the collaboration.
Yeah.
This is the content of my presentation today. There are some main content. The first is about the water balance concept explanation, and the second one is about water resources system, and the third is water resources for rice production. The fourth is water resources network, and the last one is water resources management application. Before I start the presentation, I have one question. This is actually not just for us, but also for me also. The basic question is about the water. Do we have enough water? Now, this is maybe uh, close to our daily situation, because usually in Indonesia, as we know that Indonesia has two seasons. The first is the rainy season, and the second is the dry season. Mostly in the rainy season, we have a lot of water. It's exceeds than the requirement. Even some river and canal cannot storage the water. So some even disaster is occur during the rainy season, like a flood, as we can see in this figure. The flood is occur in a very heavy. Many number of water is flow to the land, destroy everything in the land, in the upland. Contrary, in the drought, in many area, I think not just in Indonesia, but also in many countries, even in Indonesia, tropical countries with high annual rainfall about 3,000 is also still happen. The drought in the dry season. This is a, a basic question for us. Actually, we have enough water or not? Because in the dry season, we have no water, but in the wet season, we have excess water. To answer that question, so let me to solve about the concept of water balance. Water balance is a cooperation between water yield and demand. As we know, especially in Indonesia, we have two seasons. The the rainy season is start from October to March, and then in the April to September is start for the dry season. And here we can see the information about the water demand, where the water demand is tend to constant in along of the season. So in the dry season, in the rainy season, in general is try to constant. Uh, the water demand is used for many purpose, like for water drinking, for consumption, for industry, for maybe for farming in the rainy season can be decreased, but for other use like for industry, for fishery, for recreation, the demand is still constant. That's why here we must understand the concept of water balance. Here we can see uh, the surplus water is occur during the rainy season, and during the dry season you can see because there are no more rainfall and also no more discharge or uh, water in the river. Here we have a deficit here, and we see the water demand is always constant. So the basic concept of the water balance is very important. What we can do to make it balance, the principally this can be solved by storing water during the rainy season. So the water surplus during the rainy season must be stored in a system. What system we need? If we made artificial system like artificial lake, artificial pond, artificial is very hard and storage all of the water. So the best or the easiest way is by storage water by using natural system. What is the natural system for water storage? There are many types of natural system like natural lake, natural. And so we have to we have to store a lot of water during the rainy season. That's why during the dry season we still have water which is storing it in the water storage system. This is this figure about the hydrologic cycles. The number of water in every region is affected by the climate condition, as in Indonesia, because Indonesia is located in geographically, Indonesia is located in the tropical country. We have a large number of annual rainfall. So this great potential for us to develop our agriculture sector. This figure is explained about the hydrological cycles. The number of water is never changed. Actually, it just move from another form to another form through hydros. If we the hydrogen, or we also know it as rainfall. When the water fall from the cloud to the surface, some form is will transform into some form. The first is surface runoff, and the second is infiltration. The infiltration enable the water to flow inside of the groundwater system, and water in the groundwater system will flow out to through the river in a long time. That's why in the dry season we still have water in river, because the water flow in the groundwater to river is need a longer time. From here, to keep the water figure in this site, the key is the first, we need to increase the infiltration, and we also need to reduce the surface runoff or water flow in the soil surface. In the surface, soil surface is also will damage many things, like will reduce the soil fertility, and in a large number of water flow is also will destroy anything in the soil surface. This way, this is very important how to reduce the soil surface, and also increase the groundwater storage. In here we can see there is important part to do this, that is the vegetation. So if we have good vegetation in the form of forest and shrub and the another type of vegetation, is play very important role to reduce the. So most of the water from the rainfall, from the rain or precipitation, water system, a lot of groundwater store. If we can again this situation, so we will have no problem in the dry season, because in the dry season the water still available in the river, because the groundwater system will flow the water into the river in very long time, maybe 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, even more. It depends on the geographical structure of the groundwater system. And now I'm showing the water resources system. This is a very complicated system, as can we see in this figure. Here, the system is divided into 3 areas. The first is upstream area, the second is the middle area, and the last is a downstream area. The upstream area is mostly characterized by area with high land slope, a hilly area, and mostly we also can find many mountains in this area. So due to the topographical condition of this area, the best way to use this area is for conservation area. So we must keep the forest, keep the natural condition in this area natural. If we change the condition in this area, So we can imagine, because the hilly area, so many degradation of land will be happen, like soil erosion, sedimentation, landslide, flood, and the others. So this area is must be kept as a conservation area. And for the second is the middle area. If in this area is mostly is used for human activities, including for farming. So we can found like irrigation system here, and in this area is mostly in the form of rural and urban area. So this like a transition between the rural area to urban area. In this area, we can exploit it. We can use the land for exploitation, but we must also apply the conservation principle for using land in this area. And the last one is urban area. This is located in the downstream. Mostly this urban area, land with very low slope. So this area is safe for using for many purposes, like for industry, for recreation, and here we can build many buildings. From this system, we have to understand that every area is must be keep the function, so the system is can play their function optimally. The water resources management, oh, there are two, when we talk about the water resources management, there are two important things to reliable water resources management. The first is good in management. It can be realized if we have enough so to provide resources with skill for management in water resources, we need also enhance their increase the knowledge and ability of the human resources to apply the management principle for water resources. And also to realize the good in management, we also need a facility. A good facility can realize good management water resources. And the second one is we have to have water availability in a sufficient number. It can be reached by applying conservation. As I explained, the conservation is very important to ensure that, especially for protecting the conservation area. So during the rainy season, all of the water fall is can we will have sufficient water availability. And the second one is by storaging. The as I mentioned before, the best way for storaging is by using natural storaging like lake, reservoir, or another type of storaging. So if we can realize the water resources management, we can keep the balancing between water availability and water demand. Water resources management for multi-purpose. As we know that agricultural sector is one of the sector which is use the water for farming, for irrigation. But we also must consider and know that actually that is not just agricultural sector which use the water for many activities, but also there are another factor or field like uh, fishery, recreation, power plant, which also use the water for their activity. And even also for urban area, they also need water for drinking. That's why, because there are many parties which is use the water for many purpose. So in water resources management, we have to view it as a river system base. Here I try to explain. saw an explanation because our river system is sometimes is consists of some province, even is some cover some country. It means a different country, maybe like in America, in Indonesia, Indonesia with Malaysia, for example, in Borneo, we have some water river management system or river system. Some part is belonging to Indonesian territory and another part is belonging to Malaysia. This is just an example. So when we apply water resource management, we must make a concept that the water resources management is must be applied based on a river system, not based on the administration boundary system. So if we can realize it, we can got optimal or reliable water resources management. This figure also cover two different trees. So we need to communicate with along of all of the country which cover this area to discuss together to coordination and doing the best for water resources management to get the purpose of the water resource management. Water resources for rice production, as we know, agriculture is one of the sector which is used water resources for farming because water also is required for crops. The using of water for rice production is mostly taken through irrigation canal. The irrigation canal will take water mostly is from main source like a reservoir and also river. So for rice production, a number of facilities required. For example, in here we can see a scheme of irrigation canal, and we also can see a reservoir here. So if we can build many reservoir, is also will support more water for rice production. This figure is show some facility built in Indonesia. This is in the Central Java. Before the Indonesian government built this facility, there are 3 reservoirs. The people just can plan maybe about 1 or 2 times in years during the rainy seasons. But by building the reservoir in some area, the existence of a reservoir will increase the availability of water in that area. So people will have more chance to practice in agriculture. More water means more activity in agriculture can be conducted. The effect of this is an example. The profile of this reservoir. Here we can see the capacity of the reservoir and also the irrigation area which is served by this reservoir. So by establishing the reservoir, water resource facility can increase the rice production in the area, especially in local scale. This figure is of the water resources network system. Here we can see the blue line is a river. The water for irrigation or for rice production is taken from a reservoir or from the dam. We build dam here to increase the water level, and then after that the water will be flowed to irrigation canal. And here we can see the scheme which is show irrigation canal. This is a canal in Java province, in Java Island. The existence of water resources facility will give some positive impact. The first is will increase the soil water content in around of the irrigation canal. So people also can plant many type of crops, not just rice, but also like vegetable and the others. Because why? Because now the soil water content is increased. And the another advantage is increased rice production. Increased rice production, and also uh, when the people or the local inhabitant irrigation and can plant more crops, so automatically it will also increase the community income. So the impact of the irrigation canal or water resources facility is can be seen from environment side, from the economic social side also. This is the scheme of network system, and there is an interesting things if we talk about the water resources network system. What is that? This is about the area which is located in the downstream. Mostly here we can see uh, the figure. Here we can see the main main canal and the secondary canal and tertiary canal. Mostly the tertiary canal located in the downstream, and this in this area is mostly vulnerable to water deficit. Why? Because of some reason. The first is because planning accountability. The second one because of illegal water using, because sometimes someone take the water from the irrigation canal for another use, like for fishery, for restaurant, and for the others. And the last one is leakage of canal. Some part of the canal is broken, so the water will flow out through the canal. So it will affect the area in the downstream. That's why in the downstream sometimes happen water deficit. Now I'm going to show the water resources management application. This is a lesson learned from Indonesia. There are some main activity or main application of the concept of water resources management for rice production. The first is a planting schedule. Second is the maintenance of facilities. The third is operation of irrigation, and the last one is monitoring and evaluation. The planting schedule is the first. Planting schedule is very important. This is to meet between the water availability and water needs for crops production, especially for rice production. Because Indonesia have two seasons, the rainy and dry season. Indonesia mostly use three type of planting season, namely the planting season 1, planting season 2, and planting season 3. Planting season 1 is start from the beginning of rainy season when the water is available in large number. So here we can see in the table, in the planting season 1, water availability is high. The type of crop is rice. As we know, the rice is need more water. It's need if compared with the another type of crops, the water needs for rice is higher. And the planting season 2 is located.
Excuse me, Dr. Chandra.
Yeah.
I would like to. We would like to remind you we have 3 minutes for your presentation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I will finish it fast.
Yeah.
Fastly. Okay. For the planting season 2 is from January to April. This is almost in the end of the rainy season. So the water availability is high to moderate. And the last is the planting season 3. This is in the dry season. So here we can see the water availability is moderate to low. The type of crops for this planting season is recommended for a type of dry land crops like green bean, cassava, and the others. The next is operation of irrigation. Operation of irrigation is activity for use all of the facility to meet water demand and water availability. Some activity in this concern is like water use planning, water release, water partition, and sediment control. This is very important in the operation of irrigation. So mostly the water release, water partition is managed based on the water demand from the farmer. And the next is maintenance of irrigation facility. This is very important also. As I saw in the previous slide, one of the problem in the downstream irrigation canal is deficit of water. One of the that problem is caused by the leakage in the canal. So the irrigation facility, including the canal, is need maintenance. It's need the planning, inventory. Inventory is to know which area is in good condition, which canal is in good condition, which canal is still in bad or need to reconstruction. And we also need the cleaning and repair for the irrigation canal which in a bad condition. And we also need to monitoring and evaluation. We develop in agriculture and biosystem engineering UGM. We develop monitoring and evaluation system in quantitative base. We have some indicator, and then based on the assessment, we can take a conclusion. We present the monitoring and evaluation system result in quadrant form, in quadrant chart. In this quadrant, if the position is in the first quadrant, it means that the water resources management system is in good performance. If in 5 and 7 area of quadrant, it means that the condition is in moderate. And if the condition is located in the 9 area quadrant, it means that the performance of water resource management is in bad performance. And now we also improving the water resources management by using the technology of modernization irrigation. We use some automatic system to develop and to support irrigation. The purpose of this is to increase the efficiency of water use for rice production. And in case the water availability is less than demand, some ways can be taken. The first is like crop planting modification. We can use like system of rice intensification to increase the production, and also additional water supply suppletion for another source, maybe from river or from another water resources. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you very much for Dr. Chandra. It's just a very insightful presentation. Now we're moving next to our next speaker, who is Dr. Nalini Arumugam. Hello, Dr. Nalini.
Hi, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, finally.
Finally, yes. Earlier got
Yeah.
some problems. Sorry.
Okay, no any problem.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm very good.
Okay.
Now we are going to proceed into next presentation from will be presented or delivered by Associate Professor Dr. Nalini Arumugam. To tell you briefly about Dr. Nalini. Dr. Nalini is Associate Professor and Faculty Biosumber and Industri Makanan Kampus Besut University Sultan Zainal Abidin, Terengganu Darul Iman. She graduate PhD from University Putra Malaysia. As long as the major is concerned, she is expert in such a specialty including agricultural management, agricultural marketing, entrepreneurship, and then with several remarks that he experted in. Now, without further ado, we would like to call upon Dr. Nalini Arumugam for her presentation. To Dr. Nalini, time's yours.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ifan. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Ifan, is it?
It is right. It is the right
Okay.
pronunciation.
Thank you, and sorry for earlier some connection, internet problem, everything, and this is normal when we are on webinar. Okay. Thanks for the introduction, and thank you for Universitas Medan area give me this great opportunity to share on management of food availability and distribution. My name is what mentioned by Mr. Irfan, sorry. Mr. Irfan, Nalini Armugam. I'm from Faculty Biosumber and Food Industry, University Sultan Zainal Abidin. And my expertise is actually on agribusiness, the subject that I'm teaching in University Sultan Zainal Abidin, and especially in Faculty Biosumber and Industry Makanan is agriculture economy, agriculture marketing, agriculture management, entrepreneurship, agriculture entrepreneurship, and supply chain management. And once again, and I'm repeating again, thank you very much for this opportunity. So shall I share the slide, Doctor?
Yeah.
Okay. And thanks, Dr. Chandra, for a wonderful presentation. I really enjoy and something different from what I'm doing. And basically, I'm a social scientist. A lot of input from you. Thank you for the sharing as well. Let me share the slide. Okay, I share the PDF. Can you see the slide?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I choose PDF because it's easier because I put a lot of animation in the slide. So it will be like a disturbance for us. Okay, as we know, the given topic is management of food availability and distribution, but I prefer to talk on supply chain because supply chain is a set and distribution is a subset on the supply chain element. Okay, so today my content will be on, I'm going to just because I know, I understand the audience is student, so allow me to maybe for academician, you all don't have any problem. Allow me to define certain terms that hopefully students clearly understand what we are talking on food security, because our team today is today team is on food security and agriculture resilience in perspective of water use of efficiency. Okay, and I will look into the Federal Food and Agriculture Organization, their views on food security and availability as well. Some notes from them, and they are the University Medan area asked me to talk on a paddy. Okay, paddy and some scenario in Malaysia. We will share some data, and of course, definitely we have to talk on the impact of pandemic COVID-19. Okay, on the paddy sectors as well, and some corrective measurement which been taken by the government and should be taken by the government as well. Okay, we will discuss, and I will conclude my presentation with the given time. I assume 30 minutes, is it, Mr. Ifan?
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Not in, yeah.
Wow, 20 minutes is okay. Okay, terminology. When we talk about food security, I hope all the students understand what we are talking on security. Security means, food security means you should have ensure that everyone have accessible food, okay, with a needed dietaries, okay. And when we talk about food availability, sufficient quantity of food with appropriate quality supplied through domestic production or import, or can be from outside world or food aid, okay. And when we talk about distribution or supply chain, of course, from the farm to the table when you are eating, okay, the process, we will look into the process. So we will look into the production side, processing side, distribution, consumption, and disposable, and we talk on food wastage, lot of things, okay. So these process are interlinked, they are connected, okay. So they cannot stand alone, they are connected, okay. And what is our view? This is some alarming data on because we know, like academician, the researcher know we have like sustainable development goals, which announced by Food and Agriculture Organization, 17 sustainable development goals. And the second goal is to achieve zero hunger. Okay, zero hunger. What is zero hunger? We want to pledge to end the hunger, achieve food security. We want make sure everyone have enough food to eat, okay, with a proper diet, okay, and improve our nutrition, okay, and promote sustainable agriculture. Okay, as an entrepreneurship lecturer, there is vast opportunity for the student to embark in agribusiness. Okay, so you can see the indication of the color. When we talk about Malaysia, okay, Malaysia is under green color. I hope you all can see. Okay, so our
Hello, Dr. Nalini.
so with access.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Can
Now
you
it's
see
connected. Yeah.
Can you see my slide?
No, for now, currently, no.
No.
We cannot see your presentation.
Oh, because of the.
But maybe 3 minutes ago, it was
okay.
disappeared.
Let me share. Can you see now?
Yeah.
Okay. So these are the index being popularized by United Nations Statistical Commission on Food Security. Okay, so the green color is our food is secure, so no problem. Okay, we have enough food. The yellow color or dark yellow, okay, is moderate food insecurity, means that people experience moderate food insecurity.
Very important concern for us, especially
Hello?
in this situation.
Hello?
Can you hear?
Yeah.
I'm hearing someone talking, so I don't know. Okay, and on the severe food insecurity means, okay, there is a person in a country where they not even have a rice or food for a day. They miss a meal. So that is severe food insecurity. So this scale are been popularized by United Nations Statistical Commission. Okay. So this, when you look at the, someone is playing with the, okay. When you look at the data, this data is from the Food and Agriculture Organization shared by Asia is the highest ranking in terms of severe food insecurity. Okay, means that there is a person who never eat, like this moment, there is a person not enough food. Okay, and we have enough food in our table, so student, please don't waste the food. Okay, appreciate whatever we have in our plate. And from this, I want to highlight here the concentration and distribution of food insecurity by severity differ greatly across the region of the world, and Asia is the maybe our region is the largest. So we are the one who are having a severe food insecurity problem. Okay, and as a country level income falls, and this diagram showing that when the the country income falls, definitely the insecurity level of food will be increased. Okay, so that is what they are showing. Yeah. Okay, and I just want to highlight here, when there is a reduction on the price commodity, okay, so the impact is on the food availability as well. Okay, I don't want dual on the slide, talk everything here. Somehow I'm playing with my slide here. Okay, I don't want dual because this will take time. So to summarize it, there is a potential negative impact on international commodity price reduction on food security and nutrition in commodity, which dependent economies. Okay, so you see, when there is a reduction, these are the impact. What will happen? Lower growth, domestic price will be increasing, loss of government revenue. Okay, that will lead to and will give impact to the food availability, food accessibility, food utilization, and so on. Okay, so okay, this is just a macro view of what happening when we talk about food insecurity. Okay, so now we go to the picture, militia paddy and rice sector. Okay, as one glance, I'm not giving all the data here. I'm not providing everything here, and most of the data that I took from Perangkaan Padi Malaysia 2014 and Gazana Research Institute. I took from them the details, secondary data from them. I need to. Okay, as you all know, agriculture for Malaysian GDP contributed 7.3%. Out of this 3%, okay, you can see on my right-hand side, the contribution was on oil palm, livestock, fishing, forestry and logging, rubber and other agriculture. Okay, only 3.3% the GDP contribution for the agriculture sector. Okay, and to look at the production level for paddy, okay, because we are referring to paddy production and our topic today is on paddy. Okay, paddy is our hero. So the production on 2018 is 2,639 tons. Okay, was produced. Okay, paddy is the third most widely planted crop in Malaysia. Okay, the first will be oil palm and rubber. And we have two seasons, main season and off season. So main season, without depending on the irrigation system, and normally it starts from August till the end of February. Off season is dry period where we really need the irrigation system and solely depend on the irrigation system. So it will be started between and ended in July. Okay, so we have several granier area in Malaysia, which of course recognized by government and funded by the government, and we have 8 granny area. That is MADA, KADA. MADA means Muda Agriculture Development Authority. KADA means Kemumbu Agriculture Development Authority. IDA means Integrated Agriculture Development Area. Okay, so we have all together 8 granary areas with a proper irrigation system. Okay. Okay, these are the statistics. Okay, so we can see from this figure that MADA is contributing paddy production. 38.8% is from MADA granary area. Okay, and beside on your right hand side, you can see the map where all the granary area is situated in Malaysia. Okay, so as stated here, I can't. Okay, hold on. Okay, as stated here, maybe this info is very important. Malaysia consumed 2.7 million tons of rice in 2016. Okay, and from this 2.7 million tons of rice, 67% is locally produced, and the balance, that is 33%, is from imported from Thailand and Vietnam and Pakistan as well. Okay, so you can see here the consumption, the production is 31.2 million. Okay, sorry, the population size is 31.2 million, and our production for paddy is 1.8 million tons. Okay, and our consumption is 2.7 million tons. Okay, that's why we are importing. And here you can see the exporter, rice exporter. Okay, the rice exporter is Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam. Thailand with self-sufficiency level 196%. Cambodia, we don't have the figure, sorry. And Vietnam is the self-sufficiency level is 124%. Whereas rice importer, including Malaysia, okay, Philippines, Malaysia, and Indonesia. Philippines and Indonesia, their self-sufficiency level is 93% and 97%, whereas for Malaysia, we only can produce 70% and 30% we are depending on countries such as Thailand, Vietnam, and Pakistan, okay, to fulfill the demand, domestic demand. And definitely we have a subsidy from government to boost the industry. Okay, there is no issue. Malaysian government have really like strategized ways and means to enrich the paddy sector. Okay, and from 14 million employed person in Malaysia, 1.6 million workers are in the agriculture sectors, agriculture, forestry, and fishing, and 200,000 were paddy farmer with annual monthly income monthly income of 2,527 ringgit, and they all come under B40 category. Okay. So these are the main paddy producer, and data is from Perangkat Padi Malaysia 2014. Okay, so the main paddy producer world, so China 28%, India is 21%, and others is 20%, and followed by other countries. Okay, so again, I'm producing the data on, I'm placing data on rice production, consumption, area harvested, and yield for the Southeast Asia region, 2000 till 2016. Okay, maybe you all can use this data, Vietnam, Thailand, Philippines, but my focus will be on Malaysia. So the population, as I mentioned earlier, 31 million, and our production for paddy is 1.8 million metric tons, and our consumption is 2.7, and the area harvested will be 700,000 hectare. Okay, and the rice that yield from this area is 2.5 million tons, okay, per hectare. Okay, okay, that is on the production, consumption, and area harvested and yield in Malaysia. Okay, and as I say, we are not enough of rice. 30% of it is been imported. So our main player will be Thailand. Okay, 41% from Thailand country, then followed by Vietnam, Pakistan, and other country as well. Okay, and the variety that we are using is majority of the variety you can see from the figure is MR 220 C12, I think, because someone is like disturbed. I can't see that. Okay, and 50% of this was variety.
Excuse me, Dr. Nalini.
Yeah.
We will remind you that you still have 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Presentation.
Okay. 50% of this variety. Thank you, Ifan. Thank you, Mr. Ifan. Okay. So these are the main information of paddy rice and Malaysia. Okay. Which I already covered earlier, but this is by the year 2013 till 2018. Okay. So these are the paddy calendar. by state and by the if you can by state, we have like several states who involved in paddy farming, and a granary area, the 8 granary area. So they have a calendar when to plant and when to hours. Okay, so these are the supply chain. Okay, I want to type. So we have 9 seed supplier, and we have 194,931 farmers, and we have 157 licensed miller, and we have 1,660 wholesaler, and 56,746 retailer, to feed 31 million consumers. Okay, and we have only one importer, that is Bernas. Okay, Bernas. Okay, and we have our national agro-food policy 2011-20. Okay, of course they want to like address the food security, safety, and availability, affordability, and accessibility. And on this policy, on the chapter 3, they will discuss on paddy industry. There is paddy. These are the 6 objectives that to fulfill by now should be fulfilled, because we are coming up with the National Agro-Food Policy 2.0. Okay. Okay. Of course, there is impact, pandemic, but not in it started when pandemic COVID started with health crisis, but it's give a great impact on economy, environment, and social. Global, it's not only Malaysia or Indonesia or Thailand or Vietnam, it's global impact, and our global supply chain is interconnected. Goods and services have to pass through most stages before reach the end consumer. And national lockdown, okay, in Malaysia we started as 18 March, globally I think 29 March. Okay, when you shut down, you sit in the house, all the workers also sit in the house. So there is a huge disturbance on the supply chain. Okay, and our agriculture sector is actually capital intensive and labor intensive, and we need transportation, logistic, and labor to be sustainable in this agriculture sector. Okay, so the stresses is on farm production, food processing, transportation, logistic, and final demand. Okay, and suddenly the local demand was high, and we have to meet the local demand, because people are looking for food, fresh food, organic food, a lot of things. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, food supply chain, there is a disturbance. Okay, but till today in Malaysia we don't have any report on a food shortage. Thank God that still today we have enough food to eat. Okay, and of course there is issue on migrant laborers, because they also have to be locked down. Okay, and we, Malaysia, ably import most of our food from China, India, Thailand, Indonesia, and New Zealand. Okay, in terms of paddy or rice production, the activity was carried out because it's very essential for the country. So government allocated 11.2 million under the economy stimulus package, and 5.4 million under the pre-Athene economy stimulus package to assist Mada. Okay, and even they give through district farmer organization 200,000 so that the farmer can plant a short-term agro-food or involve in a short-term agro-food project. Okay, this is from our national newspaper. Beras kita cukup, masih cukup, and we have enough stock. Okay, enough stock, correct, for now. For now, and of course we have a government aid. Okay, and what are the corrective measurements for better future? Okay, it's been already taken, but we have to enhance and enrich that. Okay, so labor shortage, because like agriculture sector is totally depend on migrant, so need to be rectified. New variety need to be introduced so that we can have a increased number production. Stimulus package for small farmer, upgrade the current and a new irrigation system, and we have to digitalize the agriculture marketing, okay? Because we know that during this COVID, all should be inside the house on, and e-marketing, e-business was somehow you have to link the farmers with digital environment, okay? And well-designed and integrated supply chain need to be presented, and subsidy should be based on output, and there should be a farmer cooperative need to be strengthened, because as I delivered earlier, we only have one net importer, that is Bernas. So they should have a strong linkage, and even farmers should have a public-private partnership where they can complement each other by providing fruitful information. Okay, these are my references, and please allow me to share. We're having our conference in ICAF, second ICAF conference 2001, 2nd and 3rd March 2021. Hopefully all of you can participate, and we can exchange our insight on a research, and we can have a collaboration as well. Okay, you can go for this link, click for further information. Thank you, terima kasih Universiti Medan Area and FPM Unisa and pendengar yang setia, masih setia, and I'm done with my presentation, Mr. Ifan.
Yeah.
Okay, done.
Thank you so much for Dr. Nalini Arumugam.
Sorry.
No, any problem. We see that our head of research and development foundation from Medan Area University, Dr. Sumihar Hutapea.
Okay. I stop sharing, is it?
Good.
I stop share?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And then now we are proceeding to the discussion session. We have a bunch of questions here in the chatting feature. From the first, for the first question from Mr. Yuniarto from Jayapura. Hello, Jayapura. Who is asking what is the food insecurity? Maybe it is referred to Dr. Narini.
Okay.
And then also Mr. Devi for Mr. Devi for Dr. Nalini too. The question is, how much influence does COVID-19, Miss Devi, sorry, Miss Devi. The question is, how much influence does COVID-19 have on food safety? And then the third question from Mr. Rolio from Unsud to Mr. Chandra. How can we deliver service currently provided by water in the most sustainable way? Now for the first question, we let Dr. Nalini to answer the question.
Okay, and the first question is, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
On insecurity.
What is the food insecurity?
Okay. Food insecurity. Earlier I was presented the
in your perspective.
On my perspective, there is a number of people don't have food to consume for a day or more than a day. That is food insecurity. So we don't have enough food, not due to, and they have to compromise because of the income level.
So we, in this question, we don't concern about the nutrition content of the food.
When we talk about food insecurity, when the moment we are compromising something, depending on your income level, you know, mainly on income level. So that is means we already have the insecurity level, food insecurity level. We don't have the purchasing power, okay? or not enough food available in the nation. Okay, so a lot of factors involved in the food insecurity.
Okay.
Mm.
And then from Mr. Rulio from Unsud for Mr. Chandra.
Okay.
Oh, okay. The question is about how to ensure the sustainability for water service. Okay.
Yeah.
Because the important things in when we talk about the water resources management, including the water resources service, is in the human resources factor. So to ensure that the service can be performed in continuously, first we because most of the people of community, they are still not understand about how to the importance to conserve the water. So the first that we can do is by the education. So we have to educate the people, farmer especially, by social economic approach, by many by community empowerment program, as we do in my department. We have many community empowerment, and from that we also try to understand what is the people, or especially the farmer needs, and we try to make a knowledge transfer from us to the farmer, just to ensure that they will understand about how the importance to uh, conserve the water. And also after that, we have to try to ask the people to interest their willingness to keep the water resources facility. uh, we must involve them as the active party in water resources service. If we can realize it, I think the water resources service and management can be performed continuously. Thank you for
Oh,
the question.
okay. Um, Talking about the facility of it's in my question to Dr. Chandra, maybe. How do we integrate the EI or artificial intelligence and machine learning and water management in Indonesia? Is it possible for us to
Yes.
improve the water management in Indonesia to how to say stimulate the rice production? Is that
Yeah.
probable?
Yes, still possible. And I think no, our government and many party with concern about the rice production also have start to use the technology like in artificial intelligence. We know the terminology of modernization irrigation, as some of my colleagues also do in my department. They use present technology like sensor and the others to increase efficiency of irrigation, even for monitoring system like automatic weather station we put in the rate file. So this is, I think, the form of modernization and irrigation. And like artificial intelligence, I think in the
Yeah.
future it must be integrated, just to increase the performance of water resources management, which is performed by our government and also all parties, including the farmer.
Wow.
That's all.
Okay. That's really interesting for me. Why? Because we know that Israel has a very restricted water consume water, how to say, water resources, but that country is very sufficient in terms of production, especially maybe tomato is one of the biggest exporter to around the world. That's interesting for us. And I saw also they applied or integrate the machine learning and EI for improve the production.
Yes.
And from a Juniardo to Associate Professor Dr. Nalini,
Yeah.
how about the other agriculture product like a fruit and vegetable? What are the others product get ISO 20 22,000.
The impact on the other agriculture product on pandemic, is it?
Oh yeah, one
Okay.
of the question.
Okay. Fruit and vegetable, till today, we don't have any problem. And beginning stage, when March 18, there is an announcement from the government for 2 weeks, there will be the panic situation make us like short of a lot of food supply. Scenario was like that. But after that, it's one strategies been placed so that we easily can get it. But there is a reported statement from the newspaper. They said because we from vegetables are mainly from Camera Island, from Malaysia. Okay, so farmers are lost 1 million ringgit Malaysia for the first 3 weeks of the announcement. So during that period time, yes, because we don't know how to handle the situation, but it's quickly government take action and we overcome the problem on the distribution side and supply chain side.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nalini and Dr. Chandra, for the presentation and discussion. It is a very interesting, but for now we end up for the first session, and I would like to call upon Miss Rauda Anggraini Tarigan for the next presentation. Miss Anggraini, Rauda Anggraini will be regulate our next presentation. To Miss Rauda Anggraini, time's yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Irfan, as the moderator. Sorry, and head of Agrotechnology Department in University of Medan area. Thank you. Sorry. Okay, now we are in the second session, and here I will be the moderator in this session. So before we start, allowing me to introduce myself. My name is Rauda Anggraini, and I am a lecturer in Medan Area University in Agriculture Faculty. So to shorten the time, I would like to invite Dr. Pham Yun Tran Phan to delivering her presentation about irrigation system on rice production. So before he started, let me say hi to Dr. Pham. Hello, Dr. Pham. Dr. Pham Yun Tan. Can you hear me? You can hear me, but it's still unmute. Okay, wait a minute. Mas, ada orang ya? CTVAN. Wait a minute because it's trouble.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, yes. Wonderful.
So before you start your presentation, I would like to say that you have at least 20 minutes to delivering your presentation. And I want to introduce yourself also. She is one of lecturer in An Giang University in Vietnam. So to Dr. Pham Yun Tan, time is yours.
Thank you very much. Oh, yes. I'm going to share my screen. Can you see?
Wah, cantik sekali saya.
Can you, excuse me, can you see my screen?
No, we cannot see your presentation layout. Oh, yeah, it's already here.
Okay. Okay. So, let me start. Can my voice clear now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
No.
So, I would like to present thank you very much for inviting me to join the International online seminar. So my name is quite long, but I love to be called Vâng. So it's very simple, Vâng. Yeah. And today I would like to talk about the issues of irrigation system and rice production in the Mekong Delta of Vietnam. So, okay. So I'm going to talk about 4 issues. The first one about the Mekong River and the Delta. It is not fair enough if I talk about the Mekong River without mention anything about the Mekong River. And the second point I would like to mention about the irrigation system in the Delta. It is one of the reasons why the rice production in the Delta has been improved because of this system. And the third one about the rice production. And the final one is about the future strategies. Or what should we do? What should the Vietnamese government do in terms of maintain the paddy and also to improve the livelihood of the farmers in this area? So to begin with the first section, I would like to mention about the Mekong River and the Delta. So the Mekong River is quite famous river in over the world. And you see this picture is the Mekong, one branch of the Mekong River. And you know Vietnam, I hope some of you have been to visit my country. And the Mekong Delta is located in the south of Vietnam. So a little bit further in the north of Indonesia is my country. And the Mekong River and the Mekong Delta consists of around 4 million hectares, comprised of 13 provinces and also the national city. So the Mekong River is very large and long river, about 4,000 kilometers, past 6 countries from China, Laos, Myanmar, Thailand, Cambodia, and to Vietnam. It is very, very important river for those Vietnamese people living in the Delta, because this river provide food, provide alluvium sediment to support for the Delta to be good condition for trees, for rice and other crops. The main farming system of the Mekong Delta is for me, you know, because I have been visit the West Sumatra province, Indonesia. So I think the farming system is not very different. So we have rice, we have fruit, we have chili, we have fruit, but we don't have very special fruit favored in Medan area, and I love that fruit. We call salak. I love that. Yeah, but I cannot find it here in the Mekong Delta of Vietnam. And in Delta provide food enough for more than 21 million people in this Delta. And if you look at the agriculture sector in the Mekong, in the Delta, about GDP, it support for the national GDP account to 40%. In terms of rice, it provide 50% of the national price and up to 90% for export. In meat and eggs, about 50%, and also very high percent in terms of fruits and aquaculture. So this one will show you how important the Mekong Delta is in Vietnam agriculture sector. Let me move to the irrigation system. Irrigation system is one of the important points to have the Mekong Delta to have good achieved in the past and also until now in terms of improving the rice production. Because it is very different from from the west, from some area in Indonesia where I have been to, but in the Mekong Delta, because about 300 years ago, when the people come here, they started to build the canal, and people live along the river banks, canal banks, and that is one of the very remarkable things you see when you come to visit the Delta. And because that habit, because that characteristic, so many canals have been built in this Delta. So that, and especially after Vietnam to become independent after 1997, and many canals were built, and this one also had the farmer to access to the fresh water, and so that means, and also the other good variety. We don't use traditional variety anymore. A traditional variety of rice, it took about 5 months to finish one crop, but this one just less than 3 months. So actually we have more time, more crops per year, and also we move from economic, from central economic to market economic. So people, farmers are free to access the market. That is one of the reasons flood with the development of irrigation system make have the rice production in the Mekong Delta to develop. Let me back with the development of irrigation system in the Delta. So 1997 was independent, and after that the Delta has been explored and expand rice area around 1986. If you know about the Vietnamese policy, you will know about the innovation, the very important time of Vietnamese people there. And moved to 2006, the agriculture diversity, but 2016 we moved to the adapting to climate change, because now the Mekong Delta, like all the delta in the world, we are facing many impacts of climate change, and it's expect to not enough water for agriculture anymore. So if you look at your picture, it shows you how many percent of paddy rice in the Mekong Delta has been irrigated. So that means the density of canal system in the Delta with about 4 kilometers inland per 1 square kilometer. So it's very density. So everywhere you go in the Delta, you will see the canal and little boat and bridge everywhere. So that is one of the reasons have the rice production and also to have the Delta to develop. Okay, I move to the section number 3, the rice production. So I'm happy to be inhabitant, a person of the one country to sell rice to other country. But you know, in the past we used to be the country is not enough food. So this one show you before 1986. We didn't have enough food to eat. But after this time, we became an exporter. The rice production to other countries in Asia and some country in Europe too. Okay, let me move back. So I want to emphasize rice is the most important crop in Vietnam, and okay, so to compare the rice yields in Vietnam and other parts of the world, in 1911, the Mekong Delta, the yield is about 9.7 tons per hectare. It's higher in average area in Vietnam and also average in the world. If you look at this, you will see how the rice production in the Mekong Delta has been developed. The land for rice is not in very much because the Mekong Delta just about 4 million hectare, and half of that have to be used for rice. But the rice area increased quickly, rapidly, up to more than 4 million hectare in 2015. This means because people can grow more crops per year. So we calculate all of that. So the rice area is increased rapidly. And in general, we have 3 seasons in Vietnam for rice. And look at that figure you see on the year round. That means for each 3 months we have one time of harvest rice, but it's different from area to area in the Mekong Delta. So it seems to me you have rice harvest on the year round in the Mekong Delta. About future strategy, I want to mention some difficulties for rice production in the Mekong Delta of Vietnam, because the Delta is facing the impacts of climate change, and one of the impacts there is not enough food. Not enough water for rice anymore. So for the future, we're thinking about how many percent of land should be used for rice. And another reason, is rice love fresh water. But this delta is now facing saline extrusion. The coastal area, the yellow one past here, is not available for rice anymore. So we need to think how many percent for shrimp or other fish is suitable with the brackets or salt water. So for the future, 2013, the delta will be divided into 3 parts. The upper delta, coping with seasonal floods. This time we use for rice. And middle delta, we also use for rice and other fruit and vegetable. But this one, the yellow one's coastal zone, we use for coastal crops like shrimp or other fish. Let me back a little bit with the water use in the Mekong River. In the past we have a lot of water. We can use it as much as water we want. So let me give you an example. In 1996, renovation. So we didn't were not worried how much water we use. We have plenty. So this strategy for agriculture is this area. This time is very different from nowadays. So in 2006, we moved to the issues of living with floods. We accept humans should be respect and live with the ecological characteristics. Humans can do something to make them cope and adapt, but respect what the environment there is very important. Move to 2015, we back to restructure agriculture. We try to develop the agriculture with is suitable with the ecological zone rather than trying to use all of the land in the Mekong Delta for rice. So restructure agriculture. In the past, we have the 3 main agriculture directions. First one is rice, fruit, and aquaculture. But in the future, we make a little bit change. First one should be aquaculture. Second one is vegetable, and third one is rice. And for the future land use up to 2015, rice have to be reduced. About 5 million hectare of rice. Move to other crops. So for the trees and for aquaculture and also for protected forest, because we have very small area for forest. We need to maintain this area.
Sorry. To Dr. Pham Yun Tan. I will remind you that you only have 3 minutes left. Okay.
Yes. Okay, so I am going to end now. So if you look at this one, this land use, I think many students or friends can asking me if the rice area in Vietnam will be reduced. So is there any effect for the position of Vietnam as the rice exporter now? And how can the farmer livelihood, farmer income will be will be kept? So we think about how to add the value for rice production. We need to think about rice having more quality. We think about the food chain, like Dr. Aline said. We need to put the value for each state to produce rice rather than think about how the loss of the amount of rice. So I think I will end my presentation here. And if you have any question, please send it to me. Thank you very much for your attention and welcome you to one time or many times come to visit the Delta in the south of Vietnam. I'm happy waiting you here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for Dr. Pham Yun Tan for your presentation and share.
My reference, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Okay, it's okay.
Okay.
Thank you for your presentation and share your knowledge related Mekong River. So maybe one day we can go to Vietnamese and visit river, Mekong River.
Yeah.
So to shorten the time, I would like to invite Dr. Duong Phan Na. Excuse me, Dr. Duong Phan Na. Can you hear me? Dr. Duong Phan Na.
Okay, I may give him a ring.
Okay. Benar kan namanya? Dr. Duong Phan Na. Can you hear me? Mbak, Dr. Kong Na nggak ada.
Please, I give him a ring now.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Siapa ya singkatan namanya?
DFNA.
Nggak ada. Sorry. We have to connecting.
Hello.
Okay. Hello.
I'm go back. Sorry.
Yes, it's okay. It's okay.
Connection or something like that. Now it's okay now.
So can you hear me clearly?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So I would like to remind you that you only have 20 minutes to give or to delivering your presentation.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Okay. So Dr. Dong Phan Nan is one of the dean in Kin Giang University in Vietnam. So to Dr. Dong Phan Nan, time is yours.
Yeah. Thank you so much for organizing. Give me a good chance to share my experience, my knowledge about the Mekong data, similar to Dr. Vang. Yeah, Dr. Vang. Now I start my presentation. Can you see my slide?
Have you already sent to us?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. My presentation including in general about the Mekong Delta and
sorry, Dr. Dong. Let me show your presentation layout. Okay. Let me show your presentation layout.
Yeah.
Wait a
I
minute.
will share. I will share. I will share.
Okay.
You can.
Yeah.
Can you see?
I can see your
Okay.
outline.
Yeah, my presentation including in general about information about the Mekong Delta. The second one is impact of the high dye on rice production, and I will tell you how did we react the negative impact of the rice production in the high dye area, and conclusion. I choose conclusion. First one is in general about information in the Mekong Delta similar to this one. We have you can see the map of the Vietnam, and the circle is Mekong Delta. We have we get the flood the water from the Mekong River. That's what Dr. Vân mentioned already. Yeah, you can see we this some information about the Mekong Delta. We have more for million hectare for 13 provinces, pollution about 22 or more and less 24 million. And 70% of the population is the farmers. We have two seasons, dry season and rainy season, similar to Indonesia. Yeah, in the Mekong Delta, we did agricultural activity more than 200 years. How about the livelihood in the Mekong Delta? You can see in the past, well, the farmer, the local people, they can go to the field, petty field, to collect the vegetables. You can see the figure. Not only vegetable, but also they can cut fish from the nature. So this is very interesting. But now this activity almost disappear, because the rice area cover, yeah, we choice ecological plus activity, something like that. And we also famous in fruit, catfish, shrimp, or rice. Dr. Vân mentioned already. So this figure show you how the Mekong Delta contribute to national on rice production and aquaculture production. I also have the figure similar to Dr. Vân, but still different in analysis. Yeah, you can see the errors from 1969 to 1911 to 2011. The error is stable, but the production, rice production increasing. You can see. The question of why? Because at least because we can improve our skill for rice production, or skill for pro rice or something like that. Another thing is we increase the high dye area. That means we switch from 2 crops of rice per year to 3 crops of rice per year. That's the reason why the rice production increasing. You have a look in the string. This is the area double rice. We have flood. We have flood in the flood season. In the rainy season, we have flood. We just do in the past. We just did grow 2 crops per year. after that, because we want to increase rice production, so we switch from the double rice to triple rice by building the high dye. You can see the math, the figure. You can see the error of the triple rice increasing the green, the green color. High dyes or semi-dye almost located in the upstream provinces. For example, Kiên Giang, An Giang, Đồng Tháp, or Tiền Giang province. Yeah, especially in An Giang province. You can see the red, the round red color, almost a full dye or high dye cover in An Giang province. Let's see the figure. I would like to tell you about the cropping calendar in An Giang province. We have two crops of year in the past: winter spring, and autumn, summer autumn in the semi or low dike. After that, we let a lot water into the field. Yeah, but now almost either in the upstream provinces, for example, in An Giang province, we had 3 crops per year. You can see we had no flood into the rice field, and we have a problem with that activity. Let me tell you about it. Yeah. We have a problem. If we compare to double rice, the income from the triple rice after the 4 years building the high dye still higher than triple rice, but for 6 years the farmer income lower than double rice. You can see the minus in the values. So the question should be raised here. Why? Because the farmer put a lot of chemicals, agricultural chemicals. Another thing is the yield decreasing in the high dye area. So that is why the income, rice income in the high dye lower than double rice after 6 years. We have another question. Why? You have looked the soil porosity, the quality of the soil. You can see the soil porosity decreasing. You can see in 4 years is higher than 6 years and higher than 3 years after building the high dye. That's the reason that resulting the root parameters decreasing. You can see the root length and the root weight decreasing. So the rice could not absorb the water, absorb the nutrient from the soil. Yeah. So that's the reason why the yield decreasing. That is the reason why the farmers increasing put more fertilizer in their field. This table show you the quality of the sediment. I collect the sediment, analyze some nutrient. I found some nutrient inside, for example, calcium, magnesium, potassium, phosphorus, nitrogen, something like that. You can see if we build a high dye, that means 1+ season we lost this these nutrients from the flood area. So that's reason why the farmer increasing the soil or the fertilizer. How we react to the negative impact I just mentioned about. We build a sluice gate to let the water, the flood water into the rice field. We stop, that means we stop cultivating the rice in the autumn, winter crop. You have look. After that, we compare the no flood and flood. You can see. When the water, the flood water inside the field, petty field, the farmer, the soil, the amount of the fertilizer decreasing. Yeah. The farmer they adjust the amount of the soil of the fertilizer, and the yield increasing after less the flood water into the field. After that, we get higher rice yield. We also collect the soil to analyze some nutrient inside, for example, nitrate, ammonium or something like that. Phosphorus available, calcium, potassium, magnesium, or something like that. You can see all of them. Yeah, if we let the flood water into the petty field, we get the more nutrient compared to without the water, flood water. You can see. Now I can jump into my conclusion, because I know we are starving now. First conclusion is I recognize the flood water play important role for the restoration, because they they provide some sediment, and they can. Another thing is they can improve the soil quality, improve the row on your rice. Of course, finally, it in increasing the income. Another conclusion is less water into the better can improve the soil. Yeah. The quality of soils, and less the fertilizer as well. Something like that. My own lesson is we should understand about the nature. We can use wisely. That's all for my presentation. Thank you so much for your attention. Yeah.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you, Dr. Duong Fana. It was interesting and remarkable presentation regarding water use efficiency and soil management on rice production. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are entering the discussion section, which is we have question and answer. So I give you opportunity, maybe 3 questions to the speaker. So directly I will tell you the question, because they already write in the comment Zoom chat the question. And also because both of our speaker has the same topic. So maybe this question you can answer with the different opinion.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
So the first question: how significant Mekong Delta to achieve prosperity in agriculture what makes Vietnam's being one of the biggest exporter around the world? That's the first question. Did you get it? What I mean? What I say?
Yeah, I got it.
You got it, Dr. Pham? Okay, I will try it clearly and slowly. How significant Mekong Delta to achieve prosperity in prosperity in agriculture? What makes Vietnam being one of the biggest exporters of rice around the world?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the first question. Maybe the first question you can answer, Dr. So, Dr. Duong Fana, would you like to answer the question first?
Lady first, Miss Vân.
Okay.
How about your opinion, Miss Vân, Dr. Vân?
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to answer first. He always say lady first. Okay, thank you very much.
That is my priority.
Okay. Okay. So thank you very much for the question. As I had mentioned about how important the Mekong River to the livelihood of the farmers and also for those people living in the Vietnamese Mekong Delta. Because like Indonesia, we also have the two seasons, the rainy season and the wet season in the southern part of Vietnam. So in the wet season, the Mekong River carrying water, alluvium, and also the large amount of fish to support for the local people there, and also to nutrients to support the nutrients for the Mekong Delta. As in the presentation of Dr. Nha, you also see how dangerous if the water in the Mekong River has been reduced. This means I have read the report. It says that if the water in the Mekong River is not large enough to build the delta every year, the Mekong Delta may be lost 50% in another 50 years because of the saline intrusion and also because of the sea level rise. That 50% loss, that means the rice production in the delta is not like this time. So we have to be careful. We have to be in the very hard to protect our delta in terms of how we cooperate with the other countries in along the Mekong River to use the water, how to use the water in the good ways, because the upstream country use the water. That means the downstream country don't have enough water to use. So in terms of provide nutrients, alluvium, food, and also the characteristics of those people living along the Mekong River very similar. So although we live in different countries, but the culture, the water. So we found we like one big community. We need to work together for the collective adaptation to protect our river. So I hope with the general information, I can answer a bit about your question. Dr. Nha, can you give me Can you add any information for this question?
Yeah.
Time is your now. Cannot say lady first.
Always behind you. Yeah. Thank you so much for your answers. Completely agree with you about we are lucky because we living in the area of the soil with the soil high quality soil. So that reason why the rice production in rice use in the Mekong Delta are higher than another areas. Another thing is we have more rice productivity to export because we increasing the number of the rice crop per year. For example, I just told you we switch from the two crop of rice per year to 3 crop of rice per year. That's the reason why the total rice production we increasing. Yeah. Another thing is you know in the past we have a lot of forest, Malaluka forest, very beautiful. Big, but now we destroy almost for crop production. That's I'm feeling is not unhappy with I feeling unhappy with that activity. But now that's that took place already. So that's another reason is we always focus to use the rice variety with high yield. We just focus on quantity. Yeah. That's the reason why we export a lot. At least income the farmer is lower than another country, for example, Thailand or something like that, because quality of our rice production lower than that. Than another country. So now we thinking we just focus to improve quality of the rice. Yeah. Much better than we use a lot of we just focus on the quality. Yeah. That's I think that's the reason why we export maybe second or sometimes second, sometimes third position in ranking throughout the world or something like that. Yeah. Hopefully, in the future, we maybe we export lower with higher quality. Yeah, that's all. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Duong Phanna. Because so many students or participants in here interesting and curious about rice in Vietnam. And from the other participant, they asked to us, in Vietnam, do you have a policy regarding this food security or for rice production? Do you have a policy about that? And then how many kinds of rice in your country? How many rice varieties in your country?
Yeah, maybe thank you so much for your question.
Okay.
Mr. Again, ready first. Which one? She disappear. She's scared of this question or something. Let me share.
Okay.
She come back.
Miss Pam, can you hear us?
You can answer the question?
So sorry, I lost your point. Which question you want me to ask? Sorry, can you repeat a little bit about the question? The security policy on rice?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
For my understanding about the policy on security of rice, after 1986, we became exporter on rice production. So it seemed to me the policy on rice security, it exists, but it's not a very important thing for those people to try to control the rice production anymore. But actually, our government still think about that, and they have the land use. So how many land have to be used for rice? So, and you cannot change the land use if you don't get the permission of the government. Or if you want to change the land for use, you need to pay a lot of tax. So now people want to change the agricultural land to become industrial or residential area or something like that. You need to pay around 100% of tax. So that's one of the tool or the things our government to control the rice security. And also they also have one like amount of money to store enough of rice, just in case we have some dangerous situation like COVID-19 last time. Our government say, be calm, we have enough food for you for another 3 months, because for each 3 months we will have another time to harvest rice. So actually I think our government still think about that, but if you ask farmer or other people in the security, they may not know, because rice seller, you can buy rice everywhere. Yeah, sorry. So I hope my answer is clear enough. If not, just ask me more. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Pham. So, do you want to add more, Dr. Duong?
Yeah.
Do you want to add more answers?
Yeah.
Okay, please.
Thank you. Dr. Vân.
Yeah.
Nowadays, nowadays we focus to improve the quality. I mentioned you already. For example, the government ask the farmers should follow the standard of the rice quality. For example, we have Việt, that means Vietnam, Việt Gap, that means good agricultural practice. If the farmer follow that rule, that law, the buyer the farmer can sell higher quality, higher price. Yeah. Another thing is we also focus on organic production. Yeah. Now the number of the farmer applies organic fertilizer increasing. They also follow organic rice model pattern, especially in the coastal area. In the transition, in the transition, they grow shrimp. In the transition, because we have problem with short intrusion. Then after harvest the shrimp, they grow the rice in the rainy season. Yeah, in the rice crop the farmers they don't want to use the chemicals because if they use the chemicals, it's damage their stream. So they don't want to use the more fertilizer or chemicals, fertilizer, pesticide, or something like that. This area, the coastal area, we have higher quality of price. Yeah. That's all for my idea, yeah. Thank you.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. So thank you for the answer for Dr. Duong and for Dr. Fan. And I would like to ask one question for both spectacular speakers. The question is about, is the government has a collaboration between the farmers to manage, to get high rice production, which means governments and farmers has a collaboration to do together to get the high rice production. Do they have something like regulated or something like that?
How about Ms. Wong? I answer first. Yeah.
Sorry.
Something wrong. Something wrong with my...
Yeah, something wrong with...
Yeah. Something wrong.
What problem?
It is the matter.
I don't know. Sorry.
Okay. So...
Okay,
let me answer that question.
Okay, please.
Actually, you know, every province in Vietnam, we have research station. They can preach the new variety to adapt the environment.
Oh.
So they adapt environment, and they focus not only use but also quality. Yeah, we have it. Yeah, that's enough. Yeah.
So do you have a collaboration with the farmers?
I work for a university, of course.
Okay. I see. So I think for the last question for all of the speakers, because there's one question in here for all speakers, please answer my question. Dr. Naili, is it okay?
Nalini, is it? Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely, yes.
I want to ask question, so you have to answer my question, okay?
Okay.
So during the COVID-19, because we are still in COVID-19 situation, so regarding in your country, is the food production provide only for citizen or domestic citizen, or maybe domestic, or maybe you have to export your food production into the others country?
Okay. As I mentioned in my presentation, and we are Malaysian, we are depending on import food. Okay, I don't think so. We can export. We are importing from outside world. Okay. Like I mentioned earlier, we are importing from China, India, Indonesia, New Zealand. In my slide, I already shared that. We are net importer for food, and our bill for food is quite high, and we're trying to like reducing it every year. So we totally depend on other country for food. And rice 30%, as I mentioned, 30%. from Thailand and Vietnam to fill the gap.
Okay.
So ours is not sufficient enough. So I don't think so. In this situation, I don't think so we are able to export.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the
Maybe
answer.
other commodity like oil palm, rubber, we can export, not on food per se.
But for the
Food products.
Thank you. So how about the Vietnam from Dr. Nan and Dr. Pham? How about your country?
So we have to
You already emphasized to us that you will increase your quality of rice.
Yeah. Well, so nowadays we focus to improve quality of rice.
Oh, Dr. Phan.
Okay. Now we focus to improve the quality. Yeah. In my opinion.
Mr. Chandra.
Okay. Can you answer my question? Dr. Pham, Dr. Dong? Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you now. But
okay.
Because could you please repeat the question because I
Okay.
out, so I lost your point. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. So because we are still in COVID-19 situation, so regarding your country, is the food production only provide for domestic, or maybe you will domestic, or you will export to another countries? Because Dr. Duong or Dr. Duong Phanna emphasized to us that this rice will high quality. You want to make high quality to get rice production. Can you explain to us, please?
Okay, so in my opinion, in terms of rice production, so it seems to me like there are two types of rice in my country now. Because we use chemicals and fertilizer for more than 20 years. So more or less, farmers used to with that type of cultivation. So now we think about how to change into the higher quality of rice. But if you want to apply local GAP or other standard of rice, you need to control the quality of soil and also the water. But water is the most difficult to control. How can you control the water in the river or in the canal? So now our government has to think about the policy, the strategy for the ecological zone to develop. Every farmer, province living in those areas have to follow those standards in order to achieve that standard. So that Dr. Nya mentioned about the high quality of rice. But to be honest, in some area of Vietnam, in the Mekong Delta, we still receive a low quality of rice because using pesticide and chemical, that is the habit of some farmers there. And we need to make that change into perception also activity. But I think it takes time. But one thing important is the government have to make the difference between the high quality of rice and the low quality of rice in order to put farmers to change quicker. Otherwise, they still think about the quantity rather than quality. So that's the first question of the quality of rice. The second part is in the COVID-19 time, actually about 1 month, our government said stop to export rice because now we need rice for security inside the country. But later on, the scientists and also the local authorities said, look, we going to have have enough rice for those people there. And also the rice already on the boat. We need to travel there. So I think only about 1 month we stop it to export rice, and everything will be normal later on. So I hope my question is clear enough. Sorry.
It's okay, it's okay. Your answer is very useful for us. So how about Dr. Dong? Dr. Dong, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Would you like to give more information?
Yeah, I think it's enough. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Vâng. Yeah.
Okay, it's enough. So,
Sorry. I find the very interesting question on the list. People asking which rice is the best quality of rice in our opinion, Vietnam, Indonesia, Thailand, or Malaysia. If you see that, can I just say which variety of rice is the best? You see that?
I cannot see.
You can see that. Yeah. So maybe it passed, already passed. Yeah. Okay.
So do you want to answer based on your opinion?
It's hard to say, to be honest. It's because if you want to eat the hard rice, you love different variety. Yeah, but and the best is depend on your pocket, your money, and also what do you like.
And the policy of
Yes, but yeah.
and culture, climate is we have to consider the many factors.
Yeah.
So, okay. Thank you for all speakers. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, for your spending time to attend in here. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, we finally come to the end of the last agenda. So before I close the seminar, I would like to give a brief summary of what the speaker has presented, that food security and distribution is predominant factor on national prosperity. Sorry. To achieve that goal, we need to settle and regulate effectively both water management and also food distribution. So on behalf of the University of Medan area, as a local host, I would like to express my gratitude to the presence of all speakers and participants, and also to committee members who have assisted in organizing this international seminar. And thank you for the Dean of Agriculture Faculty. So hopefully this seminar has many benefits, not only for our country, but also for your country and for everyone. Amin. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, guys.
Terima kasih.
Thank you for
Sama-sama.
Thank you, Universitas Medan area.
Thank you. We can leave, is it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dr. Nelly.
Okay. Thank you for all the presenters.
See
Nice
you.
knowing you. Bye.
Thank
Nice
you
knowing
so
you.
much. Thank
Bye.
you, Mom.
Bye.
Ada gua.
Thank you so much, Miss.
Oh, iya, betul.
Miss
Di
Fun.
rumah Bang bentar. Mama.
Still there.
Thank you, Irfan.
Oh, ya, sorry Ivan.
Thank you so much.
Medan is the capital of North Sumatra province. Medan is the largest city on Sumatra Island with the third largest population in Indonesia, which consists of various cultures, ethnic groups, religions, and languages living in harmony and humanist. Medan is a city with a strategic position adjacent and surrounded by neighboring countries such as Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, and Australia. The rapid development of industries in Medan, such as plantations, manufacturing, and industries of information technology, has made Medan become a very promising industrial investment target. In line with the dynamics, the industrial world has now encountered a new era called the Fourth Industrial Revolution. The implementation of the fourth generation industry definitely must be followed by the formation of innovative, personable, and independent human resources, as well as a healthy and sustainable ecosystem to be effective and able to run the whole economic sector. University of Medan area, UMA, is one of the best and excellent private universities in Medan that was established in 1983. Currently, UMA has two campus locations, called Main Campus and Second Campus. UMA has 7 faculties with 6 undergraduate study programs, namely Faculty of Engineering, the Faculty of Agriculture, the Faculty of Economics and Business, the Faculty of Law, the Faculty of Social and Political Sciences, the Faculty of Psychology, the Faculty of Science and Technology, and 4 master's study programs. UMA is committed to participating in environmental sustainability by carrying out the concept of providing green open space and planting various types of trees and flowers in every corner of the campus, as well as a variety of heterogeneous plants, rare plants, annual plants in the forest park of the campus, also known as Tahura, which is also awarded as the best campus conservation forest by the Ministry of Environment and Forestry of Republic of Indonesia. The concept of Bestari Campus is the continuing commitment of UMA to create a healthy, clean, and energy-efficient campus climate. In 2018, UMA achieved Green Metric World University Rankings, discovered the world's top greenest universities, ranked 29 in Indonesia and ranked 505 in the world. UMA also got the achievement recognition from various bodies, such as the grade of B for the institutional accreditation and the grade of A for some of its study programs from National Accreditation Board for Higher Education, also known as BAN, the predicate of #1 best private campus in North Sumatra from Metrics ranking of World University, and also from World University Rankings from 2017 to 2018. The academic community of UMA also got various outstanding achievements from various fields, including silver and bronze medals at the 2018 International Invention, Innovation and Technology Exhibition ITEX in the Healthy Biotechnology category at the World Young Invention Exhibition in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, as well as various student competitions at national and international level. The passion to become an excellent university with national and international reputation, UMA actively encourages various campus elements to do partnership. Various MOU have been successfully carried out not only at the level of study programs and faculties, but also universities. As a university that is responsive to the social dynamics, the University of Medan area provides services in the form of consulting bureaus, namely Innotech Design Consulting Bureau, Psychology Guidance and Counseling Bureau, and Legal Aid Bureau. University of Medan area, as a healthy and accredited private university, is ready to face the Asian economic community, in which the campus world as a center of knowledge with environmental insight through the development of research and technological innovation in a sustainable manner. Thus, it is supported by various educational facilities and infrastructure such as computer and multimedia laboratories, mini studio broadcasting, campus dormitory, canteen, campus health service center or clinic, campus bus, Umat Taqwa Mosque, Islamic Center, sport facilities, extensive experimental gardens, engineering laboratories, libraries, convention halls, multi-purpose venues, and ATM. The strong scientific atmosphere that is equipped with moral rules has created the academic community of UMA with excellent, innovative, personable, and independent personality who are ready to change and carry out the future. It has been a long time that for UMA to provide the best for Indonesia and practices all knowledge and intellect for the advancement and prosperity of Indonesia.